served the people of Woodlynne for 24 years. 16 of those years have been going on as mayor. In 2017, Council President Early, Councilman Chewucky, Councilwoman Torres, Councilwoman Feliciano, and Councilman Fuentes, and I have worked very hard making sure that our tax dollars are being spent in the most appropriate way. That is why in 2018, we were proud to present a zero tax increase. We have worked in ways to continue to keep our tax rate down and still provide the best service for our town. Let me remind you, we are taxed three ways: local, school, and county. Mayor and council only has control for your local taxes. For those who are wondering, how is that possible? I have taken the responsibility and duty of a full-time employee and other jobs that I have volunteered to save the borough close to $60,000. While the critics may want to say things to mislead the resident by lying, making up stories, disrupting the day-to-day operation to mislead the people of Woodlynne. Well, I know this year is a mayor and council election, so I guess their campaign has started by posting propaganda and misleading the public by saying that the mayor's salary is $2,500 and is to jump to $85,000. Well, that was news to me. Honestly, I thought council was giving me a raise. But I found out that it was a propaganda paper. So, that being said, yes, mayor's salary is $2,500 per year. I also serve as the duty and responsibility of administrator, which is $71,000. I also pay $7,000 into my health care, making my salary $64,000. This is clear to me, $64,000 for the service of what I do. Yet, they don't mention anything about the $125,000 the school administrator receives. They also mention all the position I hold: the borough CEO, treasurer, deputy register, deputy tax collector, construction clerk, planning board, recycling, emergency management, and volunteer firefighter. Last time I checked, the CEO is the mayor. The treasurer and construction clerk was part of a saving of $60,000 to the taxpayer. The deputy registrar is something I do at no charge, a saving to the taxpayer. The deputy tax collector is something I do at no charge, again, a saving to the taxpayer. So deputy registrar and deputy tax collector, I do at no charge. The recycling emergency are part of the mayor's responsibility. All of the other past mayors before me had handled these responsibilities. Now, being a volunteer firefighter is something I do with honor. I do not get paid for it, just like the letters say, volunteer. Last time I checked, volunteer means to give up your time for free. They also tried to discredit our fire chief, his salary from $1,500 to $2,500. Well, he gets a stipend of $2,000. Go and see what a fire chief makes in a paid fire department. If it wasn't for the men who I serve, who volunteers their service, yes, the key word is volunteer, we will have to shut down and have the town to come and provide service to the borough, costing the taxpayer up to $200,000. I know we have residents struggling to pay their bills. This is why the guys and I volunteer our service to help the people of Woodlynne. So I will say, what gets me there are people to criticize out there talking about how we need to move forward and do things for Woodlynne. Well, I have this to say: get involved. Maybe we can do more. 10 years ago, we had an administrator making $75,000. I am doing more and getting paid less. Wow. It's called committed. I know this was intended to mislead residents because nothing is being said about the school administrator making $125,000 yet. I'm doing more. Yes, it's called committed to help save money for the taxpayer. So I have this to say to who is passing out flyers and misleading and lying and making up stories to fool the people of Woodlynne. Number one, Woodlynne residents are way too smart for your lies and your trick. Number two, not putting your name on the letter. Just tell me that you are a coward and a liar. Woodlynne doesn't need a mayor who's going to hide behind closed doors and have other people saying negative things. Woodlynne needs a mayor who will continue to fight for them. So let us stand together by working together and continue the hard work for the people of Woodlynne. Thank you and God bless you.
So my question to council is this. What exactly is your plan for handling this lie that was spread to the people with the intention to piss us all off?
Well, we all have an idea of who penned it.
Okay,
even
let me
though they
just,
remained anonymous. But
I can
we
tell you for a
also-
fact
we-
that this copy in my hand was placed there by Councilman Cook.
I have no doubt about that in my mind.
It's on my camera, I have it, I know.
But we also have, if you take a look at the budget, the numbers are there, the actual real numbers.
Oh, I know.
So, you know, for somebody to put something like out there is just, like you said, it's like a far-fetched that you're too young to remember. There used to be a cartoon called Frankfurt Fairy Tales, that's what it comes out as. You know, so we do our best to keep the tax rate down. We did not increase your taxes last year on our level. There's no plan on doing it again on this level. We looked into, you know, various ways to keep that intact and, you know, to keep toeing the line and manage the way we have been managing. Shouldn't have to be on the defense all the time because of one person that decided they dislike how things are done or they don't understand how things are done, so they like to misconstrue and whip things up into their own personal version of the truth. I can sleep well at night knowing I have done nothing wrong. I do the best that I can for my township. My family can attest to it. A neighbor knocks at my door with a problem or a question, I am more than glad to step out and help them. I've done it a million times. Sometimes my family rolls around like, oh, good God, not again. But that's what I'm here to do. And that's what I will continue to do for each and every person. I've become very close friends with someone who I've known per se for a while, but not real well. But over the past year, her and I have met on several occasions just due to concerns such as this that come up. And we take the time to sit and talk. We've gone out for coffee and we've become very, very good friends. Now she feels free to discuss anything with me when she has an issue or concern. I extend that courtesy to anyone here. So that's how I intend on handling. I don't know about the rest of the mayor and council, but that is my intention. And I hold, you know, true on my word on it.
My concern is that a lot of what you said, especially with regards to the budget, those of us that attend the meetings are aware of this, which is why as soon as I saw this, I knew for what it was. My problem is that not everybody attends, as
Right.
you guys well know. And if this is the information that are being presented by a member of council, that's a problem.
The budget is a matter of public record. Anybody can come in and request a copy of it if they should ever have any questions.
Just to address this, those issues will be addressed in the newsletter of the town, of the mislying and misleading people. So that will be handled in the newsletter.
Okay, thank you.
One more question. You say you have it on the camera.
I do.
Okay. Just preserve it, because this is just a second step towards what. So because Mr. Cook is a member of the council, we might be biased to talk about it. However, it's handled outside. Now this second round with the camera you have will help to our solicitor to proceed with whoever is taking care of the previous one, but at the same time taking care of this one. Please just secure that camera.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
My name is Amy Arrow, and I live at 243 Cedar Ave. I have a lot of questions. First of all, I was wondering why exactly it's a problem that the mayor holds multiple positions when the superintendent slash principal of Woodland Public School did the exact same thing in order to save the township money, the same way that the mayor did to save us money. But that was not addressed at all, Councilman Cook.
In 2012, a letter was issued to Mr. Fuentes about holding the title of administrator. He had to choose between either being the administrator or the mayor. He could not hold both titles. Mr. Fuentes is quite aware of that letter that came from the state. Now, as of now, he remains the title as far as changing it to CEO, which is no different from administrator. No different in the multiple positions. How can you hold so many positions? You don't put a price tag as far as what you're receiving for each position. And then at the end, you're gonna have people question, how can you hold all those positions and master any of them?
Councilman
Let me go
Cook, you
real
just
quick.
said that
Let
you.
me just say one quick, please. One thing, please. I want to say, yes, the state came down and asked that you can't hold both titles. At one point, there was no problem with that. However, the mayor can still fall in and do the diligent and responsibility as administrator. Now, talking about where the saving is at, there is a savings here, Councilman. To say he can't do it, well, guess what? I've been doing this since 2008. And the town has been running well. And we have done with zero tax increase, which you voted against. So if you're used to raising taxes, if you're used to voting for tax increase, well, guess what? That is not what we need here. So I will say to you, Councilman, when you go out there saying break down the salary and the position, well, I broke it down already. I already explained to you what I get paid and what I volunteer. So there it is. This is not the first time because you've asked for open requests. You have done other stuff to encourage to see what my salary is. Well, it's there. You said you had no problem with my salary. You were one that was in favor of my salary. They said yes. So don't say shaking though. You voted on the minutes saying on my salary.
Mayor,
So don't tell me no, Councilman. What you did was you chickened out by not coming to the meeting
Mayor,
when it came
first
down
off,
to the
you're not
voting.
gonna embarrass me in front of
Oh,
my
please,
kids.
please.
You're not gonna sit up here.
Gentlemen, may I just suggest to both of you that it is the
You know
public
what, at
portion.
this point, I apologize. Go
Public
ahead, public portion, go ahead.
I was also wondering about the budget. You seem to have a lot of questions for a budget that you did address in the minutes. You voted on it and you signed off on it. So I was wondering why you signed off on a budget that you clearly did not thoroughly read. That very much
When
concerns
it
me.
tells to the budget, there are certain things within that budget that I do agree with, and there's certain things in that budget that I don't agree with. I
But you
do
voted
not-
yes for all of it.
Once again, just like you heard me tonight, ask for a breakdown of things. I always ask questions for something that I may not understand to clarify things.
But you
Well,
had
I
the
vote.
breakdown. You had the numbers right in front of you.
Once again, it was presented to me, and I saw some things within the budget that was right, and there are some things within the budget that is wrong.
But that budget was
At the end of the
presented to
day-
you over a month ago.
Once again, I addressed our mayor pertaining to our budget. He gives his explanation as far as what he feels. Am I gonna
And you
always,
get your document.
once again, it's not a tag team between you two.
But you get
Because
your
at the
document.
end, you know, I already know where this is coming from, and it's quite fine. The personal tax was me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we know what the real deal is. So,
This one that you put out there?
Mayor, I've been here on council for a full year. I have
Answer
full
the question to
understanding
the
of
lady, please.
everything
Answer
that
the
has
question to
taken
the lady,
place.
please.
I'm not gonna entertain the dog and pony show
Okay.
between you.
Do you have any other questions?
I do.
Go ahead, Trevor.
I have a question regarding the police department. Mayor, this question's actually for you. Are you in charge of disciplining any police officer?
No.
Okay, so if you are not handling the misconduct of a police officer, is that because it's not your position?
It's not my position, that's correct.
And whose position would that be?
It would be the public safety director, Mr. Figueroa.
And you would have nothing to do with that, just to
No.
clarify.
That's correct.
Okay.
The Figueroa and Sergeant Robinson are the ones to oversee the police department. We are here as council member, as mayor, to look at what's being done. Each member has a union representation. If there's a problem, an employee member can file a grievance. If in the situation that the disciplinary, it follows just like any other structure. You don't see the President of the United States disciplinary law enforcement when there's generals to handle that.
I also have a question about, in the beginning of the meeting, it seemed like one of the first actions that you did was vote on a council president.
Yes.
So the council president did not appoint herself to this position. She had to be nominated by somebody else, seconded by another person, and then agreed upon by all of the other council members?
Yes.
So she did not put herself in that position?
No.
I also had a question about the committee appointments. Who decides those?
Council.
So not Council President Early herself?
No.
Do you decide those by yourself, Mayor?
No.
So the council agrees on it together?
Yes.
Okay, that's all of my questions. Thank you.
Hey, my name's Danny Scoburn. I live at 208 Chestnut Avenue. And I want to ask, what this fire chief, I hear somebody moving out of town and he's the only one that qualifies?
We have other people, and I stated at the meeting, we have other people that do qualify, but
Okay.
there are other members who do not care to handle that responsibility.
Hey, what? What was
Do
that?
not care to have the responsibility as fire chief. There's a lot of work that details to being the fire chief.
Well, they got to get qualified.
That's correct.
And they don't want to be qualified?
But it's not qualified. There is the work of the paperwork that needs to be submitted to the states, the reports that have to be submitted to the state. It's something that other members do not want to do those responsibilities.
We never had that problem years ago. I know that.
Yeah, well, the state has changed some other stuff that they require.
Well, if you don't live in Woodlynne, you don't belong to the fire chief. You got to qualify somebody.
We'll look into that.
You can't have a guy live in Oak Glen and travel here because the fire chief should be on the fire immediately. Not running, that's not right.
Well, Mr. Scott, I would concern that because if nobody wants to take that, then that's where I have a concern that then you have no fire department. Then you have to raise the fire, then you have to look at who's gonna run the fire department, and that'll cost the taxpayer, like I say, over $200,000 to run the fire department.
I don't know. We never had any fire chief, in fact, ever got money in
Yes,
the past
yes, we
before.
have. Yes, we have. In the past, we have, yes.
I don't remember that. Anyways, I want to ask one more question. You know, all these problems here we're having with budget, with this, with that, new propaganda you're talking about, that people are, what are you going to do about it? I mean, that's defamation.
1 second, we gotta, run the tape, 1 second.
It's
All right.
information.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You were saying about the propaganda.
Yeah, what about the propaganda that you said it's all lies and it's all propaganda? What are you going to do about it?
I am gonna look.
That's defamation on your part. That's defaming your name, right?
Absolutely, and I will sit down.
That's
like
a
I said,
criminal law, as far as I'm concerned.
But what I can say is somebody decided, and if whoever it was, we're passing these out on New Year's Day. We're really, if that's what you're doing on New Year's Day, it's a shame that that's how you spend your New Year's. What I would say is, I just got a form of this paperwork. I will be sitting down with the attorney. We will be reviewing, and we will see what we need to do to take any legal action if needed.
All right, one more question. When was the last time this town was audited?
Every year it gets audited.
Every year?
Yes. As a matter of fact, our auditor is here. I don't want to put him on the spot, but we get audited every year.
We need to be audited every year. That's good.
We get audited every year.
Well, that's good. That's where they find out where the money's going.
Absolutely. And they can tell you, we've been doing well, and that's why, like I said, we've done a zero tax increase.
All right, I'm done.
Thank you.
Housing. I've been a taxpayer here in Woodlynne for over 15 years, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to be employed here. Okay, so this town has always run smooth. I've always liked the way city council made their decisions and the way the budget is run. I know about taxes because I have to pay it. Okay, that is clear. What I have to pay for, and every year I look at my tax breakdown, and I've seen no tax increase. What I want to know is, I want to make the council aware of something, okay? That Councilman Cook has been approaching officers and offering contracts, offering negotiations, and I would like to know what department does he have? Because he has no contract rights. He doesn't belong at the bargaining table or even approaching our officers while they're doing inspections, while they're at crime scenes. He has no business doing that. I would like to let you know that, in case the people haven't noticed, or the people don't know, okay? He approaches the officer while they're doing inspections, keeping the officer from going on to do their duty. Right. That's costing you money.
Public workers bill.
Okay, Mr. Clark, are you with us or against us?
Mr. Feliciano, first thing first, I've never threatened, I've never approached an appropriate.
I never said threat.
Once again, I don't stop them from doing their work. I
No.
greet these guys, I talk to them, I'm concerned about them just like I'm concerned about any other resident that's here in Woodlynne. So at the end of the day, I'm entitled to be able to say hi.
You're
how
not
you doing?
entitled to butt into our contract
Excuse me.
negotiations or
As
even
far-
talk about it.
No.
Or
First
even
thing
talk
first.
about it.
It
You're
was
not-
brought to
you're
my
not-
attention.
That's an unfair practice law.
Once
If
ag-
he is interfering with the
Once
contract.
again,
So what we'll do is we'll file a grievance and we'll
you
take
can
it up
file
in court.
whatever you want.
That's
At
what
the
we're
end
gonna have to do
I'm-
because
I'm
do
gonna-
not approach the officers about the contract negotiations or our salaries. That does not belong to you.
Feliciano, once again.
Just letting you know, it doesn't belong to you.
once-
You have no business even talking
can I-
about it.
Why will you not allow me an opportunity?
I haven't
to
asked you a
speak?
question.
Mr. Young,
For you to
do
answer.
you and the mayor have a personal relationship?
Where?
Do you and him have a personal
I'm married.
relationship? You're married, but,
Don't go there.
Godfather,
I want to say something, please.
my question to you is,
I don't have to ask a question.
no, did you not work with Camden at one point?
Councilman,
Do
you
not interfere.
cannot bring in personnel on an employee. Okay, Councilman?
Once again, I'm entitled to talk. You asked a question, and I'm
Councilman, it's a
entitled
public
to talk.
portion. Let the people ask you questions. You don't even have to answer if you don't want to.
And I'm
But
trying
this is
to
their
answer
turn.
him.
Well, you're way past his question.
Now,
Well, I'll say,
So,
so,
Councilman,
Councilman, I will say this. Did you or did you not interfere?
I
with
did
the
not
police?
speak about contracts. Well, the thing that took place between the officers was they told me that they disagreed with.
How come you don't want to speak?
And tell their contract.
That's not talking about contract.
They spoke to me about their contract after you sat up there and told them that you were gonna give them 5-5. Thank you.
I never say 5-5, so I want to.
Mayor,
Please.
they're pissed with you with the
They're
contract,
not
not
pissed with
me.
me. No, okay.
so the public portion then.
Now, anybody else on the public?
Leandra Johnson, 133 Carlton Ave. I have a few questions, and I want to piggyback a little bit off what the young lady said. First of all, my first thing I would like to say, I'm very involved with the community and the schools and all of that, as you know, Mayor Fuentes. But how are we supposed to trust the public when all we're seeing is a bunch of dysfunctionality? Seriously, we are grown-ass adults. How are we supposed to trust y'all if y'all can't get along together, or at least do it behind closed doors where it's not in the public eye to see all this dysfunction going on? That's number one. Number two, how are we supposed to trust the public? And like you said, when it comes to the police officers, not all of them are bad, but if you don't reprimand them and you have someone that is supposed to be the reprimander, also, what if they're abusing their privileges as well? My son has been getting harassed. They're following people to other boroughs that do harassment. Like, I see things with my own eyes that I will not put out to the public yet, but you can say that certain things is a propaganda, but I've been out here almost 9 years. I grew up here. I went to Woodlynne School. I went to Collinswood. I've seen things with my own eyes, and it's a lot of foolishness going on with your staff or whoever's supposed to be reprimanding these police officers. When it comes to parking, you got bull crap signs that are up that people are supposed to use for authorized vehicles, whatever emergency vehicles, but they're using it for personal parking or whatever the case may be. Police officers have personal vendettas against people, and they choose to give tickets when they choose to give tickets accordingly. And like I said, when it's time to bring it to light, then it'll come to light. But how are we supposed to trust the public when we can't even trust our police officers, let alone the ones that's in the positions supposed to reprimand the police officers who are out here doing misconduct on the company's time? Like I said, I've seen things with my own eyes.
I would suggest that it would be best for you to have a seat talk with Sergeant Robinson.
He's my issue. He's one of the issues.
Okay, then I would say then we would need to address it with Mr. Figueroa,
And who's Mr. Figueroa?
Public Safety Director.
I never came, I don't know who he is.
He was a former chief in Camden who we brought on to establish and bring back the Woodlynne Police Department. So he is the Public Safety Director.
Is he here today?
No, he's on vacation. He should be back next week.
Is it something that needs to go to internal affairs?
Yes, because I don't feel comfortable
I don't
that
know
we
what
can
the,
trust
I don't know
these
what the
people.
situation, you will have to make that call.
Okay.
Okay, and the only reason I bring that up because I don't know Councilman Cook at all. But some of the things that have been brought to light are true, and it seems like he's getting penalized. And I don't know this man from a can of paint, but like I said, I witnessed things with my own eyes. I've been in situations with certain people personally. So he's sitting here getting tag teamed, and I don't know all he said. I don't know about budgets or your protocol, what's going on behind the scenes, but some of the things that he's saying are accurate. And I just wanted to put that out there.
Do you want us, you know what they are? You want to sit down? We'll be more than glad to address those.
Yeah, like I said, I've been taking my notes, I've been logging, I've been clocking, and when it's
I'll be more than
time.
glad if you like to sit down and go over that. I'll be more than glad to show you the records on those things. Okay?
Okay.
A little louder, sir.
Louis Stacciati.
Thank you.
Anyway, what do you do about the trash down there at Woodlynne and Cypress? I mean, it's been there like, there's a television that somebody dumped there, and it's been there for like at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Where at, you said?
Woodlynne and, on Woodlynne Avenue, at the creek, right. I mean, it's just, it's ridiculous.
We'll have to take a look at that Collinsville side, or if it's Woodland
Well,
side.
there's junk on both sides.
Okay, well, I will check with my public work guy and see. I know
Yeah,
Rob,
even if we have to clean up Collinsville side, I said, it's not a big issue, just clean it up. But it's really kind of ridiculous to see you see a big pile of junk, and then welcome to Woodlynne.
we'll talk to our public work guy.
All right.
Thank you.